Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella Greed. This is my channel, Ella Greeds, and today we are not reading Marriage or Heartstopper fanfiction or any Nick and Charlie fanfiction. Today we are reading a Draco and Harry fanfiction because it was asked for, and I already started this fanfiction, so if you go back in my channel you'll find it. It's one called I Still Think You're Beautiful. So it's back there. It's one of like the very first videos that I ever made, but it's awesome. I love it. It's my favorite. But anyway, I don't remember where I stopped last, so I'm gonna start on 9 because from what I think, which is never a good thing, I think I stopped on 8 last time, chapter 8, so I think we're on chapter 9. If not, feel free to correct me in the comments and I will, of course, restart. Or I could just redo the entire series if that's what you guys want, especially now that I have a microphone. It might just sound better too. And also let me know if I'm too close to the mic because I don't want to be like caressing your eardrums. You know what I mean? I don't know. That sounded weird, but besides the point. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, whether it's recommendations or whether it's just saying hello. And let's jump right into the story. Chapter 9, Draco. Over the next few days, I helped Potter, and for some miracle he didn't complain. Madame Pomfrey explained to us that he had been paralyzed for a while and she'd fixed it because there wasn't much damage. He was extremely lucky. She said that I would have to help him walk as his legs were still fragile. Madame Pomfrey didn't understand why I was so happy about this. Neither did Potter. "What are you smirking about?" he asked as I sauntered into the hospital wing. He was sitting on the side of the bed. His legs were hanging over the side. "Nothing. Just seeing you helpless fills me with joy." He glared at me, which only made me smile more. He was so cute when he was angry. He edged closer to the side of the bed, with his feet slightly touching the cold tile floor of the hospital wing. He took a deep breath and pushed his weight off the bed. Still holding on to the bed, he straightened up before his legs buckled underneath him. He fell into my outreached arms. I helped him get back onto the bed. Our eyes met. My heart jumped. "Do you want to try again?" I asked. "No, not really in the mood." He pulled his legs up to his chin, resting them. He sighed. "I'm such an idiot. In general or something specific?" "Both could work." I smirked. He glared at me again. "I shouldn't have fallen asleep on my bloody broom. Now you're stuck here and it's all my fault. Just like everything else." He said the last bit extremely quiet, but I still heard it. "Yeah, why did you fall asleep on your broom? That was extremely high in the air." "Oh, I was just tired and everything got a bit overwhelming." "What do you mean everything?" "Nothing, it doesn't matter. What time is it?" "About 10. Yeah, 15:15. He let his legs fall down and crossed them, stretching his back. "You okay? You look uncomfortable." "I'll be okay, Malfoy. Pass my bag, will you?" I picked it up off the floor and handed it to him. He rummaged through it and pulled out a small white box. "Why?" I gestured to the cigarette in his hand. "It calms me. I could stop, but I don't want to. This is me showing people I don't care. Imagine the field day Rita Skeeter would have if she caught on." He laughed, bringing the cigarette to his lips, lighting it with his wand. "I think I'm ready to try again." He put his cigarette out and dropped it in the bin at the bottom of his bed, swinging his legs over again. He did the same thing without falling. I took his hands and he stepped forward. He looked at me and smiled, although it was a genuine smile, and he was happy. I could still see the pain engulfing his eyes. I walked backwards, and he slowly stumbled forwards, as Madame Pomfrey turned the corner. "Harry Potter, what have I told you about smoking in here?" She whipped her wand around, and the fumes that rested in the air cleared. I breathed normally again. "Thank you, Mr. Malfoy, for helping him. That's enough for today." He turned around awkwardly, trying not to fall over. Sighing, I picked him up bridal style and put him on the bed. "Why did you do that?" he asked, going red as Weasley's hair. "'Cause you couldn't walk, and I'm trying to change. Remember?" I grabbed my bag and started to walk away. "Bye, Potter." "Thank you, Draco." My heart jumped again. He called me Draco, not Malfoy. I looked back and smiled at the small raven-haired boy, who had now fallen asleep, unaware that I was slowly falling in love with him, completely oblivious to how much I wanted to kiss him, blind to the fact that he completely and utterly beautiful inside and out. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to sit there and be with him. He was a lot less annoying when he was asleep, but I was failing transfiguration, and my mother wasn't best pleased, so I reluctantly left the hospital wing. When I got into the corridor, I ran into a particular redhead. He snarled at me and pushed me out of the way. "What are you doing here, Malfoy?" "Why would Harry want to see you?" I just rolled my eyes and started to walk away. "Don't walk away from me. Why are you being like this?" "Like what? Civil? Not a bully? Not a Malfoy? It's because I've changed. You should try it sometime. I made some mistakes, and there is nothing I can do to change that, but I'm trying, okay? So just leave me alone. And I'm visiting Harry because he needs help. And I'm going to keep coming back. He's going to need my help when he gets out of the hospital wing, so forgive me for trying." I left him speechless in the hallway. Now, in a sour mood, I stormed through the corridors of Hogwarts, passing the many repaired portraits on the wall. Sitting down in the full classroom, the professor just nodded. He knew my situation. McGonagall had told him. The professor was new, and no one knew who he was. I felt like I recognized him, though. "Good morning, class. My name is Professor Zangley. Roger Zangley. I will be your new Transfigurations teacher, as Professor McGonagall has other duties, which come with being headmistress. Now, I have one rule. Don't talk unless you've been asked a question, and raise your hand. I know you're 8th years and think you're all mature, but Transfiguration is a tricky subject, and I need all of you to listen. Okay, now open your textbooks, 210, and stand up. You're going to transfigure the chairs into animals of your choice." We all got to work, as Weasel ran in and said his meaningless apologies and sat down next to Granger, who immediately told him to stand up. I was still looking at our new teacher, wondering where I had seen him before. 10. Harry. It had been a week since I'd fallen off my broom. I could now walk without falling over or any help, although my help had been very nice, and I was quite enjoying his company. Madame Pomfrey had let me out, and I was on my way to the astronomy tower. Turning the corner, I saw the back of a familiar blonde's head walking away. "Draco!" I shouted, leaning against the wall. He stopped, turned around, and smiled, walking over to me, pulling the cigarette out of my mouth. "Hey," I said, trying to grab it back. "You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for you." "When did she let you out?" He threw it away, much to my annoyance. "Just now. What lesson do you have?" "We have potions." "Where were you off to, anyway?" he asked, me giving me a look as I pulled another cigarette out of my bag, lighting it with my wand. "Not potions." "Bye, Malfoy." "What happened to Draco?" "I don't know why. Why don't you ask him?" I smirked, walking past him and climbing the stairs. I got to the top and climbed my legs over the railings. I'd done this multiple times before, but never felt the rush of danger if I fell. Before, I always feared falling. Now, it didn't seem so scary. I sat smoking for a while, throwing the finished cigarette over the side and leaning on the wall, my legs crossed. I nearly did fall, as I heard footsteps coming from the door of the tower. The door swung open to reveal my favorite Slytherin. "I didn't think you'd still be here," he said, a bit breathless. "What are you doing?" "Breathing." I smirked again. "Wow, congratulations, you're so funny. Why are you sat on the edge?" He edged closer to me. Did he think I was going to jump? "I'm not going to do it, if that's what you're wondering. I just like to sit and think." "Oh, okay, good." He fumbled with his hands, looking down at them. "Draco." He looked up. His gray eyes sparkled. "Yeah, Harry?" My heart thumped harder. "You didn't tell anyone, did you? About that night? About what you saw on my arm?" He shook his head. "Not exactly." "Who did you tell?" I was pretty angry. I nearly fell off the railings. "Granger. But no one else, I swear. We were worried about you." "Why? What's the point? I'm fine." I looked back out onto the scenery. "Are you? Really? 'Cause you don't look... I don't think you are, Harry." He opened his bag and brought out an apple. "Do you want some? You haven't eaten anything today." "I'm good, thanks. It's all yours." I nodded, biting into it, flashing his bright white teeth. He dropped his bag and came to sit on the safe side of the railings, on the floor, looking at me as he ate. He sat cross-legged, chewing happily. I envied him, for being happy, for not having to carry a weight on his shoulders, the weight of everyone's death. I yawned and climbed down. The last time I was tired and high up, I was in the hospital wing for a week. I sat next to Draco, our legs touching. He'd finished his apple now, and he just sat in silence, our breathing compatible. It's relaxing. I closed my eyes, falling into unconsciousness. I was standing in the burrow. On the floor was Fred, George standing over him, his ear bleeding. Jenny and Malfoy were sat in the corner crying, Arthur trying to comfort them. Bill held Teddy in his arms, his mother and father dead on the floor, Hermione trying to get her parents to remember her. Ron walked up to me. "This is all your fault. You killed them." He punched me in the face as everyone screamed. He carried on beating me up. I deserved it. It felt so real. I'd finally had enough and begged him to stop. That I was sorry. The next thing I knew, I was being shaken awake by Draco, whose face was completely white. I was panting hard, and I didn't know where I was. Looking around, I met Draco's eyes. They entranced me and told me I was safe. I felt safe with him. "Harry, it's okay. It's okay. You're fine. It was a nightmare, I'm guessing." We were still sat on the floor. He had his arms around me as I cried into his shoulder. "It's okay. I've got you. It's okay." "What happened?" he asked. "It was just memories of everyone who died. I deserved it. They're right." "What do you mean? What are they right about?" I pulled away, leaning onto my knees. "It's nothing. It doesn't matter." I calmed down my sobs. Grabbing my bag, I sped out of the tower, Draco following me. "Harry! Harry, wait!" He caught up with me, grabbing my shirt. "What, Malfoy? You don't care. Why would I believe you? After 7 years of tormenting me, why would I be so stupid to think you've changed? You hate me? And even if you didn't, I don't deserve you. I'm nothing." "Don't say that." You're not. I have changed, Harry, okay? If you're going through something that's scaring you and stressing you, you need to tell someone. You can't go through this alone. I leant against the wall. I have no one left. They're all gone. I started crying again. Merlin, I'm so weak. No, you're not weak, Harry. You've been strong for too long. I said that out loud. I moved my hands from my eyes. I couldn't see properly from crying. I looked at his face, the silvery, clear, visible through my eyes. How I wanted to kiss him right now. Yeah, you did. And another thing, you're not alone. You have me. And you deserve the world. Potter, you are really stupid. Everyone worships you. You saved them. Not everyone. And they don't worship me. They look up to the hero who killed some guy. That's not me. Not anymore. They don't know the real me. I looked at him again. We were standing face to face. I eyed his lips, and he eyed mine. I thought he was going to kiss me, but he didn't. He pulled me into a hug. It's going to be okay. Thank you. You're actually a good friend, you know that? Alright, everyone, that is the end of today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that I didn't miss any chapters in between where I left off. I'm not quite sure. If you want me to re-record those now that I have a microphone, please let me know and I will do that. Like, subscribe, comment, whether it's recommendations or whether it's just saying hello. And I will try and continue posting these, because if you guys like them, then I will continue posting them. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and I will see you in the next morning. In the next, Jesus Christ, in the next video. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.